Hey everyone, and welcome to this brand new explainer. Today, we're diving straight into issue 100 of the One Idea newsletter, titled 100 Sparks, where AI meets human intent. If you're looking to seriously elevate how you interact with artificial intelligence, you are absolutely in the right place. We're going to unpack a brilliant strategy designed specifically to shift you from just being a passive reader into an active, real-world difference maker. We've got a lot of ground to cover, so let's jump right in. Take a look at this quote right off the bat. Nothing here matters unless you do something with it. I mean, that bold statement is literally the core of this entire strategy. Think about it. The original newsletter could have easily just been this massive, overwhelming list of 100 AI prompts, right? But it recognizes that reading 100 ideas is totally overkill if they just stay as, well, theory. It's not about hoarding information, it's about finding just one single starting point to trigger actual, real-world action. And this hyper-focus, action-first philosophy, it comes straight from the architect behind issue 100 himself, Trevor Nell. Now, you probably know him as the author of Confessions of a Serial Entrepreneur, or maybe as the co-founder of Wisdoms and the incredibly impactful Difference Makers in Every City project. His whole goal here is super clear. He wants to provide high-octane idea stimulation and pure inspiration for participating difference makers. Basically, he wants to ignite a spark. Which brings us to this visual, and it brilliantly captures exactly what we mean by a spark. See that dusty closed book? That's the illusion of productivity. It's reading dozens of ideas, feeling all accomplished, but actually doing absolutely nothing. The reality, though, is a struck match. Human intent is the match. AI is really just the friction that removes the absolute hardest part of any project, which is staring at a blank page. We're moving completely away from just gathering info and moving strictly into activation. Because when we consume information, so many of us make this huge mistake of reading on autopilot. We read a list like it's a college textbook, studying it to find the absolute best idea, hoarding it, and then waiting for the perfect time to start. But the difference maker approach, it flips that entirely. You scan quickly. You keep moving until something catches your eye. You stop the exact moment an idea resonates, and most importantly, you act immediately. So how do we shift into that active mindset? Well, everything starts with what's called a personal prompt. And notice I didn't say an AI prompt yet. A personal prompt is a question aimed directly at you. It's designed to totally interrupt that autopilot thinking we just talked about, surface a real issue you're actually dealing with, and force a decision. It literally forces a pause before the technology even gets involved. It's like asking yourself, okay, what decision am I actively avoiding right now? Once you have that moment of honest personal reflection, then you can turn it into a really powerful AI conversation. And to do that, you need to upgrade the prompt using 3 very specific layers. Step 1, start with that personal prompt you just came up with. Step 2, add context. Tell it who you are and what you actually want to achieve. And step 3, this is absolutely crucial. Ask the AI for help thinking, not just for simple copy-paste answers. Let's look at how this plays out in the real world. A basic prompt like, what decision am I avoiding, is frankly pretty weak. It's going to give you super generic answers. But an upgraded prompt, it adds rich context. In this specific case, it's about creating a 100th newsletter issue. It adds honesty, admitting you feel overwhelmed. And it adds intent, asking what decisions might be avoided and looking for a simple path forward. You're asking the AI to be a sounding board, not some all-knowing oracle. Now, to help you consistently generate these sparks of action, let's explore Trevor Nell's Rule of 3 structure. It's this incredibly powerful triad. First, you have an insight that completely shifts your thinking. Second, an application that shows you exactly what to do with that new insight. And third, the prompt itself, which forces your personal decision. Let's actually look at 2 specific pillars from the source material where this triad works beautifully. Okay, pillar 1. This one focuses on the self and momentum. The curated insight here is that momentum matters way more than perfection. Why? Because AI removes the hardest part, the blank page. Small starts win every single time. So the application is just dead simple. Use AI to draft literally anything you've been putting off. Notice the massive difference here between a basic personal reflection and a fully upgraded AI prompt. The personal prompt asks, what would I start today if I didn't have to start from zero, right? That definitely gets your wheels turning. But the AI application takes it all the way to the finish line. It says, I've been delaying this specific task. Help me create a simple first draft I can act on today. Boom. That directly forces a rough draft into existence with 0 friction. Moving on to another really excellent spark. Pillar 2 focuses on building and scaling value. The insight here is that in the AI era, creating value relies heavily on speed, personalization, and removing constraints. Identifying bottlenecks is where AI absolutely thrives because it's a master pattern recognizer. So the application is to use AI to figure out exactly what is slowing you down. Again, it's all about taking an internal problem, just wondering what slows things down, and externalizing it with context. That changes the game entirely. By telling the AI, hey, help me identify bottlenecks in this specific process and suggest improvements, you allow the tech to multiply your output. It helps you step back and build processes that actually scale rather than just spinning your wheels all day. But here is the absolutely crucial point. The real magic isn't actually in the prompt itself. No way. It's in this dynamic, continuous system right here, the DifferenceMaker momentum loop. It flows from think to prompt to reflect and, crucially, to act. You see, most people stop at thinking, or maybe they stop at reading the AI's output. But difference makers, they close the loop. They actually take the action. And as you cycle through that loop, it's so important to understand how AI is actually operating. It doesn't replace your thinking. Instead, it reflects it, it expands it, and it challenges it. AI serves as your active thinking partner. Sometimes it's going to validate what you already inherently know but just couldn't quite articulate. Other times, it's going to highlight critical blind spots that you totally missed. Either way, it forces you to keep moving. Which brings us to this incredible metaphor highlighted in issue 100. A prompt is not a question, it's a doorway. You can walk past it, or you can step through. I mean, that is the ultimate differentiator right there. Having a mind-blowing conversation with an AI means absolutely nothing if you don't step through that doorway and bring the idea into reality. And that naturally leads us to the ultimate constraint, the 24-hour rule. Take a look at this graph. The value of an idea literally plummets to absolute zero if you wait. When you first get the idea, your motivation is peaking. But as the hours tick by towards that 24-hour mark, if you haven't acted, that spark completely fades out. It just becomes theory again. If you finish chatting with AI and just have a bunch of new ideas but zero action, you've kind of missed the whole point. So, to really maximize your value as a difference maker and apply what we've unpacked in this explainer, I have an activation challenge for you. Step 1, pick just one single spark, one idea that resonates. Step 2, turn it into a contextual AI conversation today. Step 3, act on the output within 24 hours. And step 4, tell someone what happened. Seriously, sharing multiplies the impact and creates instant accountability. We've seen exactly how to shift from passively hoarding information to actively collaborating with AI. So, armed with this structured strategy to upgrade your thinking, destroy the blank page, and completely eliminate friction, I'm going to leave you with one final decisive question. What is the single action you will take in the next 24 hours?